And any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify in these majors. You got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Night.
Night.
This sort of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast.
And we are back. Hour number 3. Ferrall Coast to Coast here on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty. Big final hour ahead. We've got Keith Stewart from Read the Line. We will finish off Golf Wednesdays here for the RBC Canadian Open. I know that Keith's got some women's U.S. Open action as well that he will share with us. We have to get to the hockey for tonight. Dallas and Edmonton, a Game 4 in the Western Conference Final. We got all the baseball for tonight to go through as well, and even some football for Joe towards the end, because I'm always contracted to give Joe some portion of football every time that he's on Coast to Coast. That's part of the deal, and I have to make sure that I stick with it, or else Joe gets very upset. And we don't need that. We don't need Joe getting upset if he doesn't get any small taste of football, Joe. So I'm going to take care of you at some point. I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, I can't wait, Carver. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, you dangle a little carrot at me for the football, and, you know, you talk a majority of the show with golf and baseball. There you go.
Well, you know that Wednesdays are Golf Wednesdays, Joe. I mean, it's hard to get around that here. We've built a little something with our whole crew, with the golf guys, so we have to make sure that we see that through. And the reality is, football is still, 2.5 months away. We still have some time, Joe, unfortunately. So that's why, Joe. It gets bigger and bigger as we get closer and closer to August.
Football is still king, Carver. Just let's not forget that.
I know,
football
Joe.
is king.
I know
of the
it's
mountain,
king. Okay, but there's no games for 2.5 months.
It's like Mike Tyson in the late
no games
80s,
for 2.5 months. So we've got to go with the stuff that's happening now. And we will eventually get there. The Red Sox are in Baltimore tonight against the Orioles. Why don't we start there? I did see, Joe, I'd be careful with this one for one reason. I did see that they're going to have some very bad weather in Baltimore tonight. So this might be one to watch in terms of delays or just a flat-out cancellation. Cutter Crawford and Corbin Burns are our starters, minus 185 for the Orioles, plus 150 for the Sox. A flat 7 here tonight, Joe. I get it. You got Burns on the mound. But still, I could see the Orioles getting a piece of Crawford tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Orioles should beat up on the Red Sox now. Red Sox got, 8 runs last night. It was 8-3, wasn't it? 8-3 in terms of that final. They had first and second. You know how I know? I altered it over 11.5. Baltimore
Over's the last 2 days.
I think we altered again. 12.5. Let's go. I don't care about the bad weather.
Now, Crawford has been pretty good this year, Joe. He's got a 2.80 ERA. He's only given up 55 hits in 62 innings, only 4 homers as well. And most of the Baltimore lineup hasn't fared great against him, except for Santander. He's 3 for 8 with a homer off of him. So maybe that's one guy that will key in tonight if they do play in Baltimore. But I do think the number's a little light, Joe. And I could go with you with that over 7. I don't know about the alternate. You want to do 11s and 12s and things like that. I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to go that nuts. But the flat 7, I might go on a ride with you for that. The A's are in Tampa again tonight against the Rays. Now, last night, a dead under, Joe, 3-0 win for Oakland. Joey Estes goes against BPI tonight. Right now, the Rays are minus 185, plus $1.50 for Oakland. Flat 8 is the total. I kind of like the A's again tonight, Joe. I was on the A's yesterday, and I think I'm going to go right back to them here.
I'm going to take Tampa. I'm going to take Tampa over their team total, and I think I'm going to take the over 8. I think they're due to bound to break out in a big way. I need to see a 10-8 game at the Trop. Enough of this. Every game's been trending to the under. Can't take it. That's a ballpark they should be hitting 2 and 3 home runs at a clip. I'm
on the A's tonight. The Nationals are in Atlanta against the Braves. Mackenzie Gore and the debut, Joe, for Spencer Schwellenbach for the Atlanta Braves, as he will make his debut. They are minus 155, plus $1.30 for Washington, an 8.5 total. Now, I know on the hitter side, Joe, when the Braves bring these guys up out of the minors, they always perform well. On the pitching side of things, it's been a little bit more 50-50. I'm thinking about the Nats tonight. They beat them 2 nights ago. They split the first 2 games of this 4-gamer. No, Joe says no. He's going with the kid. You going to take the kid tonight, Joe?
Don't do it. Keep your eye on the sparrow. Remember Beretta? Keep your eye on the sparrow, kid. Braves and the under.
Just like last night, huh? Braves and the under. All right, Joe. It's not my favorite game on the board, that's for sure. I do like this one, though. The Cubs have Imanaga tonight in Milwaukee against the Brewers, who have Bryce Wilson going for them. Cubs minus 145, plus $1.20 for the Brewers. 7.5 the total. I'm laying the run line, Joe, with the Cubs, minus a run and a half at plus 125.
Oh, really? Cubs? I like the Brew Crew at home. Give me the Brewers and the under, Carver. I like the Brew Crew. Not against
Imanaga, Joe. Come on.
Oh, not against Imanaga. He's too far ahead.
Not against Imanaga. I can't believe you, Joe. I can't believe you go against Imanaga. Unbelievable. Here's another one, Joe. Another dog for you. We're going to ride the dogs tonight. Seth Lugo and the Royals in Minnesota against Bailey Ober and the Twins. Twins right now, minus 130. Royals plus $1.10 and another 7.5. I hate these low totals tonight, Joe. They make my stomach turn, but I do like the Royals plus 110.
Do you? I like the Twins and the under. A lot of unders tonight, Carver. A lot of unders. I'm going all with the unders. I know Kansas City's been playing well, but I still like the Twins. Give me the home team. Think they got the better pitching. I think they could grind out a victory. And you know what? I just want to go against you. Something to talk about tonight. Twins and under. Ham. Interesting. Right. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Mike's muted a little bit. I like the Twins over the Royals tonight. I think Carver's gutless going against me, but I still think the Twins are the way to go. And I think we're going to talk about this game coming up, Toronto and the White Sox. Toronto's been on a little bit of a heater right now. Toronto's scoring some runs. I think they still are on the outside looking in for a playoff spot, 24 and 29 overall. Give me Bo Bichette. Give me Big Bad Vlad. Give me the Blue Jays Give me the over, Carver. Over the 8.5. I think we can get into the teens tonight. This is a best bet potentially. Talking baseball without
going. Well, listen, Joe. These things happen sometimes. They certainly do. So you're going with the Blue Jays again tonight, huh? Going with the Jays again.
Here's the thing. I when a team breaks out for 8+, that game, just so you know, had an in-game total at 6.5, and I backed it at 6.5. It was at plus 108. That's how low it got, and they exploded in the 7th or 8th inning. I hope that can continue. They're starting to get productivity from the end of the lineup. Maybe Big Bad Vlad and Bo Bichette can step up, and that somehow, some way, they can get back to 500. Maybe they won't sell off the team.
All right, let me slide one more in, and then we'll do the rest later on this hour after Keith. And it's one you've been waiting for. Cleveland is in Colorado tonight. Logan Allen and Ty Block are the starters here. Minus 150 for Cleveland, plus 125 for the Rockies. But the main thing, Joe, a flat 11 tonight for the total.
I mean, here's the thing. They're obviously going with the hard balls, right? So let's go with the hard balls. Let's sail right through this 11. Let's alt it up to 16.
No, don't alt it, Joe. Let's just play the 11. And let's go back to our same guy. Naylor tonight. Jose Ramirez is hot.
All right.
Dinger. Let's go. Let's get some taters tonight out there. All right, we'll come back, and we will finish off Golf Wednesday. Keith Stewart from Read the Line with us as we get ready for the RBC and other tournaments this weekend. We're back after this.
And any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast on a Wednesday, a Golf Wednesday on C2C. Carver High in for Scotty. Great to have you with us today. Of course, Keith Stewart is with us every week from Read the Line as we get ready for this weekend's PGA event. We have a couple of other events going on this weekend as well that we will get Keith's thoughts on too, as the ladies have their U.S. Open this weekend in Lancaster. So we will get some thoughts that. Keith, great to see you, as always, my man, as we head north of the border to Canada this week for the Canadian Open. But let's first go back to the Charles Schwab, because we had another deep bomb hit, and you did mention his name last week with us here. That, of course, was Davis Riley, who I thought the most impressive thing for me, Keith, with Davis was that he obviously had that 4-shot lead going into Sunday over Scotty. And I know Scotty didn't play well, but, he held his ground, Davis, that he was able to just kind of grind that thing out and let Scotty kind of fall down. And he didn't get scared. I thought that was the thing that stuck out to me the most.
Well, good afternoon on a Golf Wednesday, Carver. What stuck out to me the most was the last couple times I was out on tour that I saw Davis. He was doing all the right things. He's back with his original coach, Jeff Smith, the radar. He's out there in Vegas. He's getting the job done. He's really putting in the work. And he went back to a place in Colonial where, this is why I brought him up last week, I thought that he could definitely pop, and he did. And I mean, to win by 4 over Scotty and the rest of the field, I mean, that to me was a little bit extreme. But, this is why I'm out there. This is why I'm watching, with my PGA eyes. This is a place in Colonial. I mean, when you go back to 2022, when we think about Davis and the run that he went on, he goes like 2nd at Valspar, 5th at Mexico, 9th at, the Byron Nelson, then he goes 4th at Colonial. This is that same stretch. He was good in Houston. He was good again in Dallas. And I felt like, he could have been a very, very, very solid play last week. And it turns out that he exceeded everyone's expectations. So good on him.
Good on him indeed. Once again, before we go to Canada for this week, I want to start actually with the Women's U.S. Open, Keith, because aside from the viral video of Charlie Hull, which you sent me last night, that everybody of her signing autographs and ripping darts out there at Lancaster, we have a big-time event, and Nelly Korda, who has been on a roll, been very good to you, that's for sure. And she's like Scotty Scheffler and a Rory favorite type this week again, plus 300s for Nelly for the Women's U.S. Open.
Well, she's won 6 of her last 7 starts. I mean, she hasn't lost in 122 days. She's lost once in 122 days, Mike. I mean, she has been really, really solid. She's first in tee to green. And what kills you is that she's an unbelievable ball striker. She's super long, but she's second on the LPGA and around the green skill. I mean, she's really, really solid. At a U.S. Open, I don't see how she gets beat. I honestly don't. I mean, I'm going to bet her outright, but when, the way things are working out this week with a heavy, heavy favorite in Canada and a heavy favorite there in Lancaster, and you know what? There's some similarities there, too. I mean, the guys are playing in Ancaster, Ontario, and the ladies are playing Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I mean, that just begs for the favorite parlay for us to hit it again like we did back at Heritage and Chevron. So I'm going to play them both and get over 20-1, and we'll see what happens. But Nelly's winning this thing, no doubt. She is just so good and so solid right now.
I will join you on that, the Rory Nelly double for this week at the Canada, at the U.S. And Lexi Thompson's retiring, too, which is the other big storyline this week. And Keith, 28, 29 years old, right, for Lexi? You wouldn't think that because she's been around for so long playing high-level golf, but she's had enough.
And you know what? Her record over the last couple of years has shown a lot of anxiety and stress. And I think with all the stories that have come out this week and the tragedy that we witnessed down in Colonial, a lot of this really makes sense. I mean, she played in her first U.S. Open when she was 11 years old. Parents, I mean, is that a little much? She's played in 64 major championships, Carver. She's only won 1, and she hasn't won on the LPGA since 2019. I mean, she is the face of that tour. And it's obviously just not a torch. It's a torch that's really hard, to hold up all the time. And, she wasn't winning. She has 88 top 10s in 246 events. I mean, do the math on that. That's like a third of the events that she played in. She top 10. She's just an unbelievable talent. But with social media and everything these days, I think it's just too much pressure. I hope that she just takes a year or two off and she sees, and she's able to come back because she's just a great, great talent to be out there. But boy, were we surprised this week, and nobody more surprised than the LPGA itself.
No doubt about that. PGA goes north of the border to the RBC Canadian Open. Of course, last year you had Nick Taylor with the 70-foot eagle in the playoff to be the first one. What is it, 68, 69 years before Nick that a Canadian had won 69. This event. And this, unlike other events that we talk about every week, this is an event, Keith, where the course rotates on a year-by-year basis. So they are not playing at the same track that Nick Taylor won on a year ago. They're playing at Hamilton, where Rory McIlroy has won on in the past.
So Hamilton has hosted 6 of these before. This is the 7th. They've had 4 of them since the year 2000. And you may have been on Nick Taylor. I know he's your guy last year, but I was on Tommy Fleetwood in that 4th playoff hole. Man, that amazing eagle from 72 feet. It made a lot of people happy in Canada. I was not in Canada. So, another runner-up for Tommy. And I mean, that's always been his story. And he sits second on the odds board this week behind that heavy favorite Rory. But Hamilton this week, right? And you look back at the most recent versions of this, Rory at minus 22 in 2019 with a very interesting, and I know we'll get into this more in the outrights, but a very interesting top 5 there. It was him and the Irish Bear, but then you had Webb Simpson, Matt Kuchar, and Brandt Snedeker. I mean, those guys with Rory. Hamilton Golf and Country Club is one of those classic designs by Harry Colt that we just love to see national championships on, just like William Flynn and Lancaster Country Club for the Ladies U.S. Open. It's going to be a really entertaining weekend on both tours for golf.
Did not have Nick Taylor pre-tournament last year. He was a weekend ad because I had Tommy Fleetwood, and that would have been the big ball for me last year if Tommy would have been able to finish that off. I don't think I've bet Tommy since, Keith, that he lost that playoff to Nick Taylor last year at this. We will come back and we will get the outrights, the placements, the head-to-heads for the Canadian Open from Keith Stewart from Read the Line. We're back coast to coast right after this.
Any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back from coast to coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Keith Stewart is with us from Read the Line. He's with us every week as we get ready for this week's event, the RBC Canadian Open up in Hamilton. Let's get to it, Keith. Your outrights. We always talk about reading the same mail. Well, you know, You got the Irish Bear involved. I mean, you know I got the Irish Bear involved, Keith. I mean, come on, we got to have Lowry out there.
Well, hey, if we're both going to blacklist Tommy Fleetwood, then you know the Bear is coming, right? You know the Bear is coming. I mean, Shane Lowry, he was second in 2019. And here's the deal. Shane Lowry has been ball striking the heck out of it all spring. But you know what? He hasn't really shown up on the leaderboard because the putter's been horrific. Then he pops +9 at the PGA, and then we see him in the penultimate group. I mean, awesome, right? Well, guess what? He's going back to a place in Hamilton where when he showed up and finished runner-up to Rory in 2019, guess what? He was +7 with the putter, right? This is a place he likes. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but I love him at +2,500. If you love the Xander kind of storyline coming out of the PGA, well, guess what? Sahith Theegala has 5 top 10s already this year. At +2,000, this guy is a legit fit for Hamilton. TPC River Highlands, that's your type of golf course here. I know you've been up there. I know you've been up to the Travelers, right? Sahith almost won there. He's a good fit here. Great long iron player, great putter. And then, of course, I think a Canadian seriously can go back-to-back. And if you look at that top 5 from 2019, Mac Hughes is a modern-day Matt Kuchar. I mean, this guy is #1 in the field for putting and for scrambling. He finished 6th at Wells Fargo on a 7,600-yard golf course, and he only broke even with his approach game. This guy can seriously score. Go back to that Bob Tway 2003, right? Victory there at Hamilton. He won in a playoff over Brad Faxon. That's the type of game Mac Hughes brings in. He was +5,000 on Monday. He's already down in some boards to +3,500. So people are reading our mail, no doubt.
No doubt about that. And thanks a lot for giving me the bad memories of Sahith losing the 72nd hole to Xander at the Travelers a couple years ago. I really needed that, Keith, to get me pumped up for the Canadian Open this week. Let's get the placements. A couple other names. I'm with you on Mac Hughes, by the way. That will be on my card. He's with me. I have a few Canadians this week. Tell me who you got for the placements.
All right, again, top 10. I know you love the Bear, so I'm going to go a little deeper here. Harry Colt, who designed Hamilton Golf and Country Club, also did a couple places, like a Royal Liverpool, where he had the Open Championship last year, and Royal Portrush, where Lowry won the Open Championship in 2019. How about that parallel? That's why he loves this place. That's why he putts well here. Top 10 for sure. Top 20, I like Alex Noren. He's only had 6 straight top 25s. Say that again to yourself. I mean,
Whoa.
Unbelievable stuff. And then you've got Taylor Pendrith, who's been on a heater, and I think the Canadians are going to get a ton of support this year. So, you know, with that, the drought being over at 69 years, I think somebody like Pendrith with the long game and the putter and the birdie ability is great. Top 40s, Ben Griffin. He's got 2 top 20s in his last 3 starts. Great putter, great birdie or better guy. Bryce Garnett at 2-1 for a top 40, right? Great long iron player. He's tops in the field on those +200-yard par 3s, and those are really difficult here. 3 of them sit in the top 4 toughest on the golf course. And then one more for you. You like Davis Riley last week? How about Kelly Craft this week? +240 for a top 40, right? 7th in the field at tee to green and 2nd on approach. He was good in Dallas. He's going to be good again on this fit.
All right, I'll go with you on Kelly Craft for a T40 there, Keith. I like it. Give me some head-to-heads here as I see now. I'm big on Højgaard this week just because I think his price is a little bit out there, but you're going after him head-to-head.
Well, Ben Griffin is a good fit for this place. And like I said, he's been playing well lately. Højgaard himself, you know, everybody saw him at the Masters, but he's had 3 starts since then, and he's missed 2 cuts. He's losing like 3 strokes every start over the last 5. For some reason, it just has not been good. So I'm going to take advantage of that plus money on a head-to-head. And then, of course, you've got Davis Thompson over Eric Van Rooyen. Now, Van Rooyen had a great start to the season, and it's not like he's missing cuts, but he is losing strokes against the field also in his last 5 starts. And he makes the cut, but he finishes in the 50-60 range. He doesn't cash anything. Davis Thompson, here's what you got to know about him. And he's sitting at plus 5,500 on the outright board. Davis Thompson is a top 3 player scorer on par 70 golf courses in this field. This is a par 70 layout. You don't get those 2 extra par 5s. Davis is going to contend this week. He is going to be one of those guys you got to keep an eye on. So a head-to-head at -120 over EVR, I'm taking it all day. Like the double dip on Nelly and Rory. Let's go. 2 national championships.
And that is why you watch Keith Stewart with us from Read the Line every week here on C2C. Some great nuggets on Davis Thompson, on Alex Noren, and many others here with us. Let's cash some tickets this week in Canada. Keith Stewart, look back on Coach.
any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there, and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note of saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We are back, Ferrall, coast to coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. BetMGM has got you ready for baseball season. What else do they have? How about their Swing for the Fences free-to-play promotion? It's once a day you can play this. The free-to-play BetMGM Swing for the Fences, a chance to win daily prizes. You play as the batter and pick an area of the strike zone. You get a single, double, triple, home run, or fly out. And you can do this once a day. You got to go to your BetMGM Sportsbook app. Your account holders who play the game will have the opportunity to win a reward if they get a hit. Reward types include parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, SGP boost tokens, bonus spins in states that have casinos, and bonus bets. All rewards expire in 24 hours. BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play promotion. Go on your BetMGM Sportsbook app and check that out right now. All right, Joe, speaking of baseball, I have two more games left for you on tonight's card. Why don't we start, Joe, in Seattle, where the Astros and the Mariners have gotten together, third of a four-game set, and the Mariners have taken the first two. And what are they doing, Joe, in that AL West? Extend, which is what we like to see, especially after they let the Astros kind of crawl back into it. Justin Verlander against Kirby's Dreamland tonight. Right now, the Mariners, Joe, as we bring that back up, minus 115, slight favorite, minus 105 for Verlander, and another flat 7 for us here.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot, Carver, and say it's Seattle. I know people might bounce back and say Houston with Verlander on the mound, but I'm going to go with the more consistent team, Seattle, and I'll just say this now. I'm ready to whack-a-mole the Houston Astros. They are down, dead, and buried. They're not getting off the mat. This is not, great value on the Astros. They're always there, Altuve. Where's Mattress Mac now? Step up, big guy. You got millions. Why don't you buy them low? Why don't you step up down here? Don't wait till they're trending at the top. But, have some stones and buy them low. Take a shot. Come on, I want to see him crawl to the window. No, he don't want to do it because he knows they are dead and buried. Dead and buried. No shot. No shot.
Man, Joe, why do you got to do that? You just told me an hour ago how there's so much time left in the season. There's a long way to go. And you're burying him here. Not even June 1st. A couple days before June 1st. You're finishing off the Astros.
Buried.
Go get your Astros to win the AL West tickets now, I guess. Go and get them. And the Yankees are in Anaheim tonight. Louis Heel and Tyler Anderson are our starters. The Yankees, Joe, -2 Bills, +165 for the Angels, and an 8.5. I bet you Joe's bouncing back. He's going to the Angels here. He thinks bounce back Yankees, blew the game last night. He's going straight to the window with Anaheim.
Give me Anaheim in the over. Louis Heel. How about this guy, Louis Heel, huh?
He's been good.
Hanging out on 86th Street. Louis the Heel.
Joe, 6-1 with a 2-1-1. He's been very good for the Yankees.
No shot he can't lose. There's no shot he can't lose.
Oh, he's got no shot tonight. Is that what you're saying? He's got no shot?
No shot. Louis the Heel.
Okay. Fair enough. There you go. You heard it from Joe. No shot
got it
for
all
Louis
figured
Heel
out.
tonight.
I know the answers before the test.
You actually do, which is good to see. There you go. That is your night in Major League Baseball. How about hockey now, Joe? Everybody does love hockey. Stanley Cup playoffs, which are, listen, these series have been excellent so far. Unlike the NBA, they're going to probably have a lot of distance to them, especially the Rangers and the Panthers, Joe, who last night played their third straight overtime game in the series. And the Rangers took a penalty, Joe, about a minute into the overtime, and Florida said, "Thank you very much" on ESPN.
Goodrow and Reinhart, the draw, controlled by Florida. Sent in to the corner and played back up high. 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Down low. Score! Sam Reinhart! A power play goal! Wins it for Florida!
You know, it's funny, Joe. I thought the Rangers came out really strong in this game. I thought they played a great first period. And they let go of the rope big time. And I've seen the rumblings, obviously, around town. I could tell who everybody is starting to pick on in terms of they need more for it. They're absolutely right. They've gotten nothing from Kreider in this series. They've gotten nothing from Mika Zibanejad aside from him basically costing that penalty last night with that awful pass that he made. It has not been good for a couple of the big players for the Rangers, and they're going to need to fight it now in this what's now a best-of-3.
This is it. More overtime games, Carver. They're going to be tight.
We should have played that bet. I ruined that for you. I apologize.
You did. There 3 and 4 overtime games, and you said it. It's going to be up and down. You cost us. That was such a good ticket. It was my fault. And I listened, and you know what? Typically, if it was anything else, if it was baseball or NBA, I probably would have did the bet, but because this is in your wheelhouse,
you don't normally get 3+ overtime games in a series, Joe. That's not a normal thing.
It's that East Coast flair. Vinny Viola coming back to New York. It's got everything. And I'll say this about Reinhart. I used to know an Artie Reinhart from the floor, so I'm just saying, Reinhart's are big in New York City. I'm just saying.
Maybe there's some relation there. He gets the overtime winner, Sam Reinhart. They win it, and they are now tied 2 games apiece. Laviolette also wasn't happy with the Ranger effort after the first period.
Laviolette,
I mean, we got to be better. We can't afford lapses like that. I don't have an explanation. It was a same thing where they come out and they're chasing. Now they're chasing it. They press and. I didn't think the response was good to start the second period. It just kind of went in there, and we had to kill some penalties from there. And so I definitely think that we need to be better.
He's right about that. They definitely need to be better, Joe. There's no question there. We love Paul Maurice as well. He always has some insightful comments to make after the game, and I think he actually sums up, Joe, pretty good how fun this series has been so far.
I think it's phenomenal hockey, and I can say that. I mean, if you're up 3-0, that's easy for the coach to say. But it's 2-2. It's tight. There's great saves at both ends. There's incredible skill, incredible speed. There's physicality to it. But it's also been a really disciplined series. there haven't been the
like
blow-ups.
Bob Ross, like he's trying to make
the new people to the series.
Come on.
Is not overly physical. Like our Boston series was mean and disciplined, but mean. So it's just a two really good teams. You can tell they got good leadership.
So good. They see how he's
Great
talking.
skill. And
That's
it's
what I'm
2-2.
talking
So
about at the cocktail bar.
benefactor is that both teams are at least going to play 6 games, and if you're a fan of hockey, you're going to get entertained.
If you're a fan, Joe, it's just great. If you're a fan of hockey, go ahead. What's the matter?
Paul Maurice is the smartest guy in the room. He's the Mike McDaniel of hockey, right? You meet this guy at the bar, you try to get a drink, and all you want to do is just get the drink and go back, and he starts talking your ear off. You got to listen to this guy. So good, fundamentally sound, great saves on both sides. This guy's talking like, I mean, come on. What are we doing here? He's so smart, he's stupid. It's amazing. I mean, really. He tries to rationalize and just be a philosopher about everything. It's hockey, man. It's physical. We know that. It's playoff hockey. Kick it up a notch, Maurice. Take the glasses off.
The Panthers are favorites tomorrow night on the road at the Garden. Minus 120 this is at now. It's 115 this morning. Rangers
overtime?
Dogs at home again, Joe. I that's a tough one to go against, but guess what? I'm going to. I think the Panthers win tomorrow night and take a 3-2 lead back to Florida. What do you think of that, Joe?
But let's take overtime. Come on.
4 games in a row?
Yes.
Come on. We got a game 4 tonight in Edmonton. We'll talk about it when we come back. Coast to coast.
And any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there, and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. We do have one playoff game tonight, Joe. We've kind of reached that moment of the postseason. We're down to pretty much one game now. The NBA East is finished. They're almost done in the West, and the hockey is going to have the dance floor here by themselves for most nights for the next week, until the finals begin with Boston against the Dallas, Minnesota winner. So Dallas on the hockey side is going to look to also take a commanding 3-1 lead in Edmonton against the Oilers. Of course, big night the other night. You had the hat trick from Johnston. Minus 135 for the Oilers tonight. Stars plus $1.15. Flat 6 is the total here in this one, Joe. Look, I know where me and you are at. Me and you want the Stars to win tonight. I'm hoping that the Stars win tonight. But I got to tell you, Joe. By the way, Robertson with the hat trick the other night. I know I just said Johnson. I blanked for a moment. It was Robertson with the hat trick. I got a feeling Edmonton wins tonight, Joe, and we're gonna win this in 6. They'll win the next 2. They'll win games 5 and 6.
No, I think we get it tonight, Carver. Ottinger will keep us in it. We need Rupe Hintz to step up. We need some of these defensemen to step up. But I think we get it. I think it's a lower scoring game tonight. I think 3-2. 3-2 Stars. No 5-3. No overtime. 3-2 Stars. Get it done. Might be 2-1 heading into the third. They get a goal. 3-1, 3-2 final.
So you want to take the under since they've propped this thing back up to a flat 6? You want to take the under here for us? What do you think?
Right.
Gives us some push opportunities for a 4-2 game. Something like that. We're going to push.
Can we get Ottinger for like 28, 29 saves? They're going to pepper him. They're going to pepper him at home.
28 or 29 saves you want to go with him, huh? What's his number?
I thought I saw 27.5.
I got the goalie props here. Here we go. 27.5. I mean, Joe, you're not going to get much there with 28. How about 30 for 162? 30 saves for plus 162. How about that? You said they're going to pepper him.
131. Let's go odd. Let's not go even.
31 saves at plus 205. That'll make you happy?
Yes.
31 saves. All right, Joe, you got me in. Ottinger for 31 saves tonight in Edmonton. The most bet player props, that's a player prop me and Joe just gave you, but the most bet ones, Connor McDavid to score at plus 150. He actually has scored the last couple.
Here we go.
Stankoven with a point for plus 165. Hyman to score a goal at plus 115. McDavid to score the first goal at 10-1, and Wyatt Johnston with a power play point at 5-1. So those are the most bet player props for Game 4 tonight.
Yeah, I'm not touching McDavid at all. Now would be the time. Number one, where I'm out. I'm not betting against the position. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You're talking your position.
Talking my position. Ottinger, lay the goal and a half if you want with the Dallas. Maybe we'll get creative too, even though I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. Maybe we can win it 3-1. I like Hintz tonight to score. Hintz is my guy.
Yeah, I can't go to Hintz. I know he just came back last game. It was his first game
back. How about
back.
power play for Hintz? How about a power play point for Hintz?
Power play point for Hintz, huh? You want to go power play point for Hintz? Plus 450.
Wow.
For Hintz to have a power play point.
Wow. Isn't that
power
amazing?
Play points are, it sounds nice. They're very tricky in the playoffs, Joe, because you have some games where each team might only get 1 or 2 cracks at it. There's a very small amount of opportunities. I love them in the regular season, but I stay away from them in the playoffs. There's just not enough chances.
Watch, I could see a first power play. Rupe Hintz with the goal.
Well, then play it, Joe. Put it with the golf. I don't know what to say.
What's the first goal for Hintz? What's the first goal for Hintz?
See, now that's something that you could pull my leg with a little bit if you wanted to. Hold on.
12-1. 12-1.
First goal for Hintz, 18-1. First goal for Hintz.
Juicy.
Yeah.
You gonna do it?
Want to take him?
Yeah, let's do it with the over in the Toronto game.
No, I'll put it with the golf. Put it with the over in the Toronto game.
I got a bad taste in my mouth with golf now. I got a bad taste.
All right. Well, I'll. You know what? I'll put it with the golf. We'll find something. Adam Hadwin top 20. I'll get that guy Cam was telling us about. Who's the kid for top 40? We'll put that with it. What's his name, Joe?
Jacobson?
No, hold on. I have it here. Cam sent it to me. Matt Anderson, Cam said. We're going to take Matt Anderson for a top 40.
Is he related to Brady Anderson?
I don't know. I hope not, or else he might get tested for steroids. We don't want that to happen to him. We'll go with Matt Anderson for a T40. That'll be the put it with the golf, Joe, that we will go with. If you think that Edmonton's going to come back in this series down 2-1, you still get yourself, Joe, plus 240 for that. -3 Bills for the Stars. We're going to talk our position. We are on Dallas, and Dallas is at the top, Joe, of the board for the Cup, which we really love to see. They're plus 160. Florida, Rangers, Edmonton, they're still pretty bunched together. Everything's tight in the hockey with 4 teams left.
I'll just say that number is indicative of Dallas winning the series. If they're plus 240, I think everybody would jump on Edmonton to win the series at plus 240 down 1 game, right? So that's why I feel strong about tonight that it's Dallas, and Dallas probably win it in 5. I think they win it 4-1.
Oh, really? So they're going to win. They're just going to clean them out tonight, and then Game 5 in Dallas. Clean them out. 5 games. Finished.
You're saying that can't happen?
I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying I just don't think that Edmonton's going to completely roll over here. I think they win tonight. Dallas wins Game 5 and Game 6. That's where I'm going.
Skinner's shell-shocked. Skinner has PTSD.
Shell-shocked. All right, Joe. Dallas-Edmonton Game 4 tonight. We'll be on the radio tonight for that. Carver and Lisi on SportsGrid Radio for the first couple periods. All right, Ferrall, Coast to Coast. We're back. Wrap this puppy up right after this on the grid.
Any book that has Mason Miller is not only not listed, he's not even priced. Like Colton Cowser is priced as if Mason Miller doesn't exist.
They don't think he's going to meet the innings required, minimum, whatever things. That there might be some stipulation that they're going, we're going to put him in there and he's not going to be eligible to win. And we're going to have to give all the bets back.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty as we are getting ready to get out of here. Before we do, Joe, I have a couple things for you. We talked about this yesterday, but I wanted your take on it because when it comes to pressing football matters, I always need to go for the 2. for these things. I'm sure you saw, Joe, that story that came out yesterday that the NFLPA wants to eliminate the off-season OTA program and instead opt for an earlier training camp start. So basically, Joe, potentially the coach is not seeing the players, realistically from January all the way to late June. They want to do away with all the April, May off-season work. I'm sure from the coach perspective, Joe, you want absolutely nothing to do with this. We know what the real story is here, though. The owners are going to eventually ask the players to play 18 regular season games, and this is one of the givebacks that they're going to have to give them because the players want this, basically 5 straight months off.
Yeah, I mean, 5 months off. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, 5 months off. We're getting paid millions of dollars, and they want 5 months off. Well, I would too, 5 months off. That's it. It's incredible. I don't know what to say anymore. 18 games. All right. I love the game. I can't answer this because, again, the fact that I can't answer it because I love the game of football. I would still play it to this day, banged up. These guys, they only care about the money. And I understand the unionization. I get it. But you're talking about 5 months off. That's why half these guys, these teams, have no cohesiveness. It's amazing. Please. I can't do it.
I thought it would get you upset. I didn't know it would get you that upset.
Because how much more do these guys want? What do they want to do? You know what? Don't play the game. We'll have no defense, no helmets, no pads. You know what? We'll just run around there. It'll be the flag football game.
Joe, why don't we go a little further? Just forget training camp 2. Show up on August 29th. We'll give you guys the playbook, and we'll just play the games. Probably get more high scoring. The defense will have no idea what's going on. It'll be fun. We'll
Why
just play
would you want to play
ball.
defense today? That's another thing. Like, back in the day, when I grew up in the NFL, guys, it was hit or be hit. Can't do that anymore. Got to worry about this. Got to worry about that. We're going to put a pillow on the helmet now. That's it. These guys are going to be walking around with pillows on the helmets.
I'm going to rapid fire these. Tonight, I promise, the second hour of Carver and Lisi, I'm going to bring these up in a little bit more depth. Number one, maybe not this one. The Jets signed Bears running back Tariq Cohen. He hasn't played since 2020, Joe. He had all those injuries. He's going to give it a shot as a comeback with the Jets.
5'4".
New Saints offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak is going to have Taysom Hill do things, quote, he's never done before, Joe. What hasn't he done?
Complete a pass.
He actually going to play quarterback? Is that thing he's played tight end. He's played fullback. He's played special teams. What can he possibly have him do that he hasn't done before?
The Heisman Trophy winner couldn't make Taysom Hill complete more than 60% of his passes at BYU. This clown is going to try and do things he's never done before. Here we go.
Zach Taylor downplays Jamar Chase and T. Higgins not being at Bengals OTAs. I would downplay it too. You never want to upset your star wide receivers. Raheem Morris says that the Dolphins finished the last 2 years was BS, Joe. Very upset. We finished poorly, and that's the one thing we have to work on this year. We have to finish better than we have the last 2 years.
Okay. All right, great. Raheem
Mostert, that is, by the way, Joe.
I was going to say, Raheem Morris is on the
I'm reading it so fast because I'm trying to get it all in before we leave. Raheem Mostert.
He's a flash in the pan, one-hit wonder with San Francisco. I know. All the fantasy guys love him.
They love him. A lot of touchdowns.
3 yards per carry, 75 fantasy points. Guy's a clown, another clown in the offseason. When it gets a little cold, he breaks like an icicle.
All that stuff with Scotty Scheffler a couple of weeks ago at the PGA has been wiped away. All charges dropped earlier this afternoon against Scheffler.
Today they You're supposed to be football.
They made it official that the charges will not be with him. Joe, I'll see you tonight on the radio side. Carver and Lisi, SportsGrid Radio at 8 p.m. East. We mentioned we have that big Dallas-Edmonton game that we'll be talking about. We will be back tomorrow. Scotty will be back tomorrow on a Thursday. Great job by Mafia and the crew. Keith Stewart, Cam Stewart, Coach, Gabe, Davis, everybody that was in, and especially you, Joe. Game Time Decisions is next. Coast to coast. Have a good night. Yes, indeed.